Hey, it's Random Block Ultra News Freak here once again in the studio, aka Mr. Meaning over you guys are Mr. Natural Torches channel. I mean, my social media platform networks such as Instagram, X, and of course, as always, Reddit, Brighteon, BShoot, Odyssey, Brighteon, BitChute, of course, Reddit, just in case, and Minds, of course, in case this channel gets shadow banned, God forbid, shadow ban, strike, copyright claim, delete it, even worse, DDoS, or freaking completely shadow ban and shadow realms into the oblivion of freaking YouTube algorithm, God forbid, or if it gets hacked. I hope that never happens. Anyways, my friends, I was like 2 days old, and I know it's from IGN, and how it is when it comes to IGN, this same old fucking song and dance like usual. But they had like a Tekken 8 official 11 minutes of the closed network game testing play. So thanks to subscribe down below, Cartel. So I got two things I want to talk about at the end of this video. One has to do with I'm surprised this dude even has relevance anymore. The last time I ever heard about this guy is when my boy Richard Vespucci, or better known as Mr. Review Tech USA, he talked about him, about Soldier Boy. And he was doing that whole fake AliExpress thing, and then he ended up getting called out for that. He lied about it, and then he lied about being the CEO of Atari. He lied about that shit later. And then he lied again about selling a Soldier watch and a Soldier AR/VR thing and Soldier sneakers, everything Soldier related, which you're not even a real soldier. I mean, I'm not either, thank God. And you know what? I'm going to give a small little salute to the actual people, men and women in the military, because that's got to be the most crucial, worst stress-inducing job to ever have in the world. I can't imagine risking your life every single day just to protect the people in power and government, which that part I kind of disagree with, because, and no offense to anyone that has, I don't want to throw shade or start any bullshit with anybody that's in the military, whether you're serving currently or you were a retired veteran. Not trying to like damage your reputation or any of that stuff. Not trying to talk shit behind your guys' back. Respect you for what you guys do, but I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you're not really fighting for the country. You're really just fighting for a lot of these millionaires, billionaires, and trillionaires. These banking cartels and the Rothschilds and Rockefellers and all these Freemason devil worshiper Satanists that run this planet. That's sadly what you're really fighting for. I mean, not as much as you really truly believe in your heart of hearts, you're fighting for not just for the United States either. This goes for Canada, the UK, Australia, all the other militaries around the world, and not just typical America. Fuck yeah, we win all the time. Like patriotism, all that shit. I never really been a big fan of that at all. And because, like, since my dad, thank God, he wasn't super hardcore patriotic, thank God he wasn't, because he was, I'll probably be like, oh, red, white, and blue, American flag. We're the most undefeatable country in the world. I probably would have turned out stupid, brainwashed, sheep, racist fuck like that, too. I don't know. And luckily, my mom wasn't super patriotic either. I mean, anything, she loved Mexico way more than she loved the United States. But then again, like, she had to leave there because if she would never left her, like, obviously my ass would never been born or alive, obviously. I wouldn't have came to new existence. So, obviously I got to thank my moms for bringing me into this world, thank God. Well, of course, my dad, too. He helped with that. And, of course, my two other siblings, which I don't really talk about because probably got the worst relationship in the universe, I'm just saying. Anything, she's kind of a cunt. Dumb fuck, really. But anyways, enough of that. As far as all that goes, got to be careful I say that on YouTube. That's why I kind of like whispered a little bit, so hopefully the algorithm doesn't catch that. Yeah, there's that. I mean, she always wanted this to be her dream of living in the United States, get the white picket fence and get the nice suburban areas. And no offense to white people, like, or Asians, because most of them are usually the ones that live in the suburbs most of the time. There's a black or Latino dude living in the suburbs. Not saying, oh, they're automatically like a drug dealer or fucking person that's a car theft robbery person or a real evil fucked up person. Because where I live, thank God, between like Centennial and North Las Vegas area, the hills area, and that area's mainly like it's a lot of like not just whites or Asians. It's kind of like a mix of everything, thank goodness. But not that many Arab dudes, but not that many like Filipino dudes. I'm surprised. It's not whites. There's like a few black people that live around, thank God. Because that doesn't make me feel like, oh, I'm an outcast or something like that, thank Jesus. And then, like, maybe it might be a few Mexican Hispanics, but not that many. Compared to, like, if you go way more further down the road, like 20, 40, 50 blocks further down here, that's when it becomes more Hispanic Latino over there, which is awesomer. I feel a lot more laid back up there compared to this side of the city where I live. But anyways, each one's getting in. I don't know where the hell that came from. Little tangent rant. Tekken 8, 11 minutes of closed network gameplay. Let's jump into it. Let's go.
Round 1. Fight.
I'm gonna unplug this fridge because it makes a lot of noise while I was doing trying to do a reaction video. Alright, let's go. I already think all of this
time.
Hold on. Pause this real quick because I don't care about these fucking commercials. Alright, so there goes that. It's my win, Bunky. Bunky? But hey, oh, that's what I said. I'm always up for a rematch.
Round 1. Fight. Final round. Fight.
Look at her just sipping out the tea. That's hilarious.
Let's get.
Anyways, yeah, thoughts, views, and opinions real quick. what should I say? Like, it wasn't really that much to the story. Even though this is like 11 minutes of beta game, closed beta test gameplay, but I feel like there could have been more, man. Like, I thought they were gonna show like how Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and like King of Fighters does, where they'll just go to like an intermission interlude, and they'll just put a whole story chapter of what the character's like background origin story is, and why they want to like not compete but cooperate, or what's it called? I don't know if it is compete or like achieve, compete, or participate. There it is. I want to participate in like some World Series tournament, like I did it with Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball GT. And you know, people hate GT, but I don't care. I thought that was a badass show too. And Kai was kind of crappy, I'll admit that, but it's because they did a lot of censorship in that version, which sucked. But let's not get into that. Yeah, I thought there was gonna be more of that, and there was gonna be a lot more. What's it called? A lot more like stuff about the character and why they want to go into these competitions, and maybe they're fighting for their family, their mom, their dad, their brother, sister, uncle, niece, nephew, cousin, nephew, niece, grandparents, grandma, grandfather, great grandparents, stepmom, stepdad, a real best friend that was like family to them, or somebody else that was really, really special, their husband or wife. Maybe that's where they're gonna fight. The reason they're gonna fight into those, participate in those world competitions. We didn't get any of that. Like, that sucked. Come on, man. Plus, when I was reading a lot of the wiki fandoms for a lot of this stuff, like, I don't know if they're scripted or edited or if it's the truth or not. Hopefully it is. Because when the first 3 original Tekken games came out, they had a lot more passion and drive to it. Maybe when Tekken 4, the 5th one came out, they kind of started losing that a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it's just me as an old timer and somebody that enjoyed video games for very, very many years of his life, for the past, let's say, past 27, 28, damn near almost 28, 29 years at the most. It's like 1995, 96 at least, all the way to almost 2024 by next year. I don't know, man. It's just a lot of this stuff nowadays, and I'm not trying to get off tracks. A lot of these Gen Zers, and especially Gen Alpha, their generation coming up, they're not gonna know what any of that shit was like when you play old school like pinball games, when you put the quarters or tokens into a machine. And I mean, they'll know what that's kind of like, but they're just gonna know just through a virtual, like, non-physical, just a fucking hologram, a fake screen touch, and a fake AR VR version of that, and they'll never know what it's truly like to be a real actual gamer that came from the 1980s, which I didn't. You know, granted, I was born in '89, but I know what was going anything at all during that life. I was only 11 months old at the time. The early '90s or even early mid 2000s kids will never know the joys of playing a physical pinball game or a physical freaking arcade set or arcade stick, or a fucking, like, the, what's it called, the motion capture things, like you go into those Jurassic Park things, or any of those like motorcycle or racer things. Like, they'll never know what the physical aspect of any of that shit was, and I feel really bad for them. They're never going to be able to experience any of that, which sucks. So if I were to have a son or daughter right now, they're never going to know what that shit's like at all. They'll never know what a GameStop or EB Games or a Blockbuster Hollywood Video. They're not going to have any information on that. That's really fucking sad. And a lot of these corporations nowadays, they're a lot more greedier than they were when I was in the 90s, because since a lot of them, they tend to fester a lot, and a lot of microtransactions and a lot of like fucking loot box shit and fucking paid DLC. You got to keep paying for this, paying for that, in order, the stuff we used to have back in the day, my generation, millennial ones, like, at least you were able to get all that shit for free, and then have to keep paying money after money after money after. Oh, I want a brand new skin after this. I gotta pay for this. I gotta pay for that. I gotta gamble for this. I gotta gamble for that. I gotta fucking pay an arm and a goddamn fucking leg here and there. Like, it's really fucking extremely stress-inducing and anger to think about, man. It really is. That's why, unfortunately, I'll never have kids. But if I ever do, I definitely am going to introduce him or her, whoever they end up being, my future son or future daughter. They're definitely going to get the lowdown how old school gamers used to do it back in the day, you know? That's definitely going to give them an education. I'm schooling them on that big time, for sure. And if they don't like video games, you know, hopefully they like anime. And if they don't like anime, hopefully they like, you know, movies and TV shows. But hopefully they like something like that. I mean, you know, like they say, it's a chip off the old block. Like, apple doesn't fall far from the tree, you know. All those analogies and catchphrases, you know. Hopefully they got some sort of hobby that they end up liking, like how I did when I was at that age way back in the day, you know. Anyways, yeah, that's all I say for now. Oh, and one other thing. Music was good, like I said before, I'll say it again. I was hoping we get maybe a new character at least, or a bonus content DLC, like a new clothing design, or new sneakers, or maybe a new fighting combo thing, or maybe a new stage. That would have been cool, but they didn't fucking do that. Stupid. So yeah, I'll get to you guys in a minute when it comes to the two news articles I want to talk about quick. Alright, so let's get into this one. Very, very big ass news here. Nintendo Switch successors reportedly due late 2024. Another hybrid console is expected. This comes from Eurogamer.com. Those another one's going to read from either NPR or CBR News, but I already know how fucking clickbaity those things are, so I was going to read from here instead. Usually it's the usual guy that talks about it on Tom Phillips. So Nintendo's next-gen console system is currently set to debut in the second half of 2024, according to a news report. So there's that. Developer kits and the consoles have been passed down generations to the third-party developers. VGC states that ahead of its debut next year, Eurogamer sources have expect a launch window in the later half of 2024 for the next year's Switch consoles, which will remain playable for handheld configuration. Alright. Oh, this one's a lot more shorter. I thought, oh no, it's still a lot more. I ain't reading that whole thing. Fuck that. I'm just going to get to the bits and pieces of it. VGC reports that cited development sources which claim Nintendo is looking for its next debut console with an LCD screen rather than the OLED in its order to cut costs. The system will reportedly continue to read physical media via cartridge. Oh, good. They still got old school physical media. I'm glad they're going to put that in there because I was nervous they were going to do the same thing like they did with Xbox Series X and S, which like almost the whole entire thing's just going to be all purely connected to the fucking cloud and that's it. There's no physical disc at all you put in there, which you're never going to be able to win fucking games again. This is what I talk about when I say gaming fucking preservation is a goddamn fucking necessity, bro. If you don't have that shit in the franchise, in the industry, that's it, bro. You're fucked. I mean, you'll never be able to own any of your video games. All that shit's going to be completely out the water. And all belongs to these fucking goddamn greedy-ass corporations that only care about mainly your money. Sadly, Nintendo's one of those too. As much as I hate to say that, it's really just about the cash money shit and whatever other futuristic market of the beast, antichrist, devil fucking money that comes later on, which, fortunately, I'm definitely not going to be living here at that point. I'm going to have to be living in some fucking big-ass forest in Oregon or Washington somewhere, because I'm not complying with that shit. I'm sorry. And sadly, you'll never see me again by that point, but it is what it is. I actually care about getting into heaven. But to staying here, how much of a garbage-ass shit show happens if that dude ever comes. Unless I get the rapture catching away, harpazo. If I end up escaping this life with my soul and getting into heaven like that, that's great. But if not, I'm just going to have to live in some big-ass freaking forest in Oregon, Washington for the rest of my life until, hopefully, I make it to heaven by then. I don't know. God forbid if it ever comes down to that. Or Canada, which will be a lot better. But thing is, I got to cross the border there, and I really don't want to end up being in jail for trying to illegally cross some other country. I really don't want to do that shit. So it says, yeah, there are questions, though, about backwards compatibility. Will Switch 2 support games work? Here's VGC stats that states that some, not all, some, of the third-party publishers have suggested including that the feature could this is cannibalize or cannibalise? I think it's cannibalize. Their ability into reselling older games on the Nintendo's new hardware. I don't know. So thoughts, views, and opinions on that. I hope it looks good. I hope it looks badass. Maybe it'll be some old reference to the 3DS and 2DS and the Wii U. Granted, the Wii U completely suffered immensely when I was trying to sell games. The only thing that probably saved that was the Amiibos and the fucking Smash Bros. Wii U game. That's it. And a couple of the Pokemon games, and Legend of Zelda games. Of course, obviously, like the Star Fox, Donkey Kong games. And especially, I don't know if there was any, I don't think there was any Metroid games on there. And I think, could be wrong, oh yeah, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. I kind of saved it a little bit too, but not that well. So let's get to the last little bit news here. This is a little bit more... This is funny here, man. Young Dracko, aka better known as the man, the myth, the legend himself, Soldier Boy, If any of you guys remember Soldier Boy, I don't know why it's not fucking showing it. Oh well, fuck it. I'm just gonna have to do it like this for now. Yeah, there it goes. Hopefully it didn't fuck up. Soldier Boy net worth is just negative. Judges suggest rapper pays expense cut to $472,000. He owns women. This comes from Trent Fitzgerald from XXL Magazine Short News. This is according to the documents by XXL Friday, July 28th. It was not that long ago. It's almost like a month ago because it's going to be August pretty soon. A judge denied Soldier Boy's motive to have $472,000. Judge thrown a civil case because he had a little money in the bank and over $1 million. Oh, that's crazy. $1 million plus dollars? That's insane. Also goes on to say, see if I can get a little light in there. Oh, it's my little thing there you can see in the background. You can see it back there. It's my little, like, beautiful energy drink collection there. In court papers, a Los Angeles Superior Court judge found Soldier Boy's net worth is negative because he did improve his financial records to court. However, the judge believes that Mr. Drago was impressive to make enough money to satisfy his debt. Yeah, it's all a bunch of other stuff there. He's getting a little pissed. It is what it is. I mean, thoughts, views, and opinions. I haven't given a fuck about this dude in so many years, so it doesn't matter at all what happens with this guy, honestly. And I mean, he did a lot of extra risky ass shit, bro. He was talking about drill trap music, how he's gonna shoot out and blast motherfuckers in the dome, and start a lot of stuff with actual Bloods and Crips gangs from like Georgia and shit. Which, yeah, balls of steel to be doing that. Honestly, I'll give him a hat tip there for that. But other than that, man, that dude, he fucked up his whole freaking life, in my opinion. Especially started doing all those scams and all that shit. He should have just been happy with the money he had. It just the greed and the money and the power went to his head, bro. And you're not gonna be a billionaire, trillionaire forever unless you're like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, Richard Branson, the King of England, or fucking I don't know, maybe like Gil Bates, aka a very very super evil man, or somebody like how Mr. Orange Man Trump was, you know. If he's not any of those people, like he hasn't made it that big in the freaking industries of movies and music and sneakers and clothing lines, like he's might be shit out of luck. I don't know. He still might be able to pull off that money, but you know, hey, good luck to the dude. If he does make $500 million, hey, congratulations. But if not, if he could do it without scamming people, then I probably have a lot more respect for him. But that's all I gotta say for now. There. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen, bros, women, man, boys and fingers, as always. Tacos and commodities. I'll see you when I see you guys today. Good night, wherever you're at in the world out there. Stay tuned for future content. Channel, good video game news, and news, surgery, drama news, Elon Musk news, once in a while, celebrity gossip news, and of course, reaction video segments like this one. Peace out on the shower crowd. Listen, bye. See you on the flip side. Take it easy. I'm gone. God, goodbye. I'm out. See you soon. Stay safe. Later.